I was the victim of domestic abuse. It all happened very quickly within a span of 10 weeks. Within 3 weeks of us being together, my dog Daisy mysteriously died. And that happened after he was alone with her in my bedroom while I was teaching a class on Zoom during the start of the COVID pandemic. And I heard Daisy yelp once, and when I went to check on them, she was rapidly declining, and he would not allow me to take her to the vet, even though I was pleading for me to take her to the vet for care, and Daisy ended up passing away at the vet from blunt force trauma. I knew that he was being really mean and hurting my other dog, Kirby. He would pin my dog down and have his German Shepherd maul Kirby for minutes at a time. And I was begging him to take Kirby to the vet because at one point he drowned my dog in a pond that day. He was bandaged. The vet had already told us that Kirby had multiple broken ribs and was doing very, very poorly. And the fact that Matthew took him to continue hurting him, it broke the trauma bond for me. And en route from leaving that vet, Kirby died in my arms. Being a victim of domestic abuse and going through the abuse where he isolated me from everybody in the world, from my family, friends, coworkers, everybody. When we went out in public, I was barely able to talk or allowed to talk, and so I had no resources at all that I was able to use for my safety.
Wherever you see animal abuse, you're probably going to also find child abuse, domestic violence, and other forms of abuse. And so one of the reasons that Crisis Center North wants to make the case for the battered pet is because if you can stop the abuse when it's with a dog or a cat or potentially even a horse, right, then maybe it's not going to affect the children, it's not going to affect other people in the family. If we could just do one thing that removed a barrier for 50% of all victims that were trying to leave the home, would you do it? Would you say, yes, it's worth the work? And yeah, of course, we'd say it's worth the work. And I said, then this is it. This is the project that takes it away. So now, through our program, we're going to be able to provide stipends for battered pets so that they can get the necessary care from abuse. We're going to be able to provide emergency shelter. We provide housing for victims of domestic violence and their companion animals so that no victim has to choose between being safe and leaving their pet behind.
You are so strong and empowered, and you have so many resources out here to use to help you. We believe you. There are people who are on your side. We will fight with you, and you are not alone.